Hi, so today I am going to prep my K75 tank. This is a spare one that I've got that I'm going to swap over with the original. I've bought it and it had a bit of a dent, so I filled in the dent with some filler and sanded that down. There's another dent there. I did try and put carbon wrap all over the tank, but unfortunately due to the many curves of the tank it didn't go so well. It ended up sort of having a really weird ripple effect and I didn't really like it, so I thought I'm just going to spray it. All I need to do now is just start the prep work for getting ready for spraying. First and foremost, as you can see, there's a hole in the top there. We don't want rubbish going in there, so I've cut to size a bit of cardboard which I'm now going to stick in here. And once that's all stuck in, I'm going to start sanding, and I will be using 240 grit with this here, which is warm water with sugar soap. So I'll just carry on prepping this now. So I've sanded it down. There's a bit of a residue of paint and lacquer all over it. It now needs a good clean, ready to get the primer on there before getting the top coats down. A couple of things to note which is really great with this particular tank is that it's got a couple of holes either side that the fairing attaches to on these K75s, and I'm going to actually hang it from the ceiling through these, using these holes, so I can get a nice all-round spray in the garage. So I'm quite pleased with that. I'm not going to bother doing the underside, that can stay silver, so it's just purely this top side, and I'm still yet to decide between black or purple, so we'll see how it goes. Right, I need to give this a good clean off, and then I will be drying it all with a lint-free cloth, get it prepared, ready for the primer. Following sanding down the tank, I then went on to prime it, and it's been left a few days now just to dry up and cure, set in properly. Going to sand it down again now with wet and dry, and I've got P600 to do there before putting the top coats on. As you can see, I've made a sort of spray shop sort of area. Try not to get the thousands of books that are actually stacked up in behind there, and all the other junk basically that's at the back of my garage. Really happy with the primer job. It's gone on quite smoothly, and like giving it a little bit of a scratch, it seems to be on there quite well. It's not powdering off or bubbling up at all, so I feel happy to progress to the next stage of coating this tank. This here keeps falling out. I think that's going to be the bane of this job, but you know, we always have one or two challenging issues, and I'm glad it's that rather than the whole paint, the primer stripping up, bubbling up, and not setting very well. So far so good. I'll check in again once I've done the next, sanded it all down, got it ready for the next coats. I've just sanded down the tank and if you have a look here you can sort of see the odd scuff mark. I've given it a good wash with a light sugar soap mix and dried it with my heat gun and a lint-free cloth just to take all the extra little bits, tiny minute particles of dust off. So here we go, she's all ready to get the top coat on now. Well, the conundrum with doing your own jobs in the garage is that you don't have a chance to bake anything in. What I tend to do is try and make the paint as hot as possible and my surface as hot as possible. So now it's ready to paint, I am going to use the heat gun to warm up the tank, and that will actually hold some heat in the metal, but also all this time I've had my paint sat in buckets of boiling hot water, and that way the paint is also going to be going on to the metal and it's going to be really hot as it goes on, and I found that it tends to give it a real good spray. It comes out the aerosol a lot better, get good coverage and nice even layers. When I put it on, I'll be taking about 10 to 15 minutes between each coat, and I'll probably put about 4 or 5 coats on, so it's probably another hour's worth of work. In between doing coats, what I will be doing, we come over here, is covering the panel work with this absolutely lovely 3M purple carbon fibre look. As you can see, I've already started this end here. Very simple to do. It's self-adhesive. You see that's all sanded down ready. And I've got more panels here, and I'm doing the front mudguard as well. So the bike is going to be like a black and purple colour scheme. The tank is putting on high coat matte black onto that. I'm considering putting like a stripe along these lines down through the centre of the carbon fibre purple look stuff. I think that might look quite cool, but we'll just see how it goes, see what the paint job looks like, because if it's a really good paint job then I'm gonna leave it as it is and see how it goes. So here's the top coat, and it's gone on okay. I probably won't use this brand of paint again. It didn't cover too well. I need 2 good coats really per can, and the cans kind of spewed lots of paint all over my fingers, and there's quite a few sort of spitty bits as well. Coverage wise, sort of a bit of an odd bit here, which is actually more to do with sort of the primer layer than anything, I think. And here is where I filled in a dent, and it's kind of showing every sort of discrepancy in the surface there. Wishing I probably spent a little bit longer on that filler job now, but then again when I did do it I thought I was going to be carbon wrapping the whole tank anyway. So it's all dried, it's all cured now, and I'm about to put the clear coat on top of it. So I am using this plastic coat here, which is warming up quite nicely in a bucket of hot water, and this I used for my mountain bike restoration back in April, and it was really good. I really liked the way it went onto the frame. Didn't spit or anything. You can see here there's some, well, let's just come in a bit more. See, there's some paint spits there that are really annoying. I just don't have the heart in it right now just to sand it all back and start again. I just really, well, I'm under a bit of a timeline as well. I need to get the bike going for October, and I am basically stripping the whole bike down. So at the moment I'm just going to have to sort of put up with this, I think. Maybe look at doing it again at a later date, when I've got a little bit more time on my side. Alright, let's proceed with the job. Righty, so what I'm going to do is video this next part, putting the clear coat on, give the rattle can a good shake, and just get on with it. The camera angle's not great, sorry, you're going to see the back of my head most of the time, but needs must.